So building in this game can be kind of tricky, so I thought I'd make a little bit of a guide with how we decided to go about building foundations, how to get ready to build villages, you know, little settlements, and I want to show you little tricks we've utilized in our 3 days of playtime on this game already. So this, as you can see, is a little village that the 10 of us has made, and we're just on the perimeter of this village. So I'm going to show you a quick tutorial with how we start making a basic house. Now, one of the first requirements, if you haven't got it already, is this beautiful hoe. And hoe is very useful in a number of ways in real life, but on this game it can really help you level the ground and make sure no grass and or shrubs is poking through into the floorboards. So what we're going to do is level the ground. So if you've made one, great. If you haven't made one, then just look for the recipe. It's pretty easy, and we'll just get rid of all this greenery and foliage. We'll get rid of this shrub as well. There we go. Nice. Okay, now that we've got a semi-leveled ground, we can carry on with the foundations. And I would always recommend building struts. That way, it's elevated off the ground. Make sure you have a crafting bench or workbench right next to it so you can easily just build straight away. You don't have to worry about a shelter too much yet. Now, you can go for the log poles, but this requires core wood. So if you just start the game, I'm assuming you've only got the most basic type of wood. So that's the regular wooden poles. Now, what you can do is have it high elevated on the 2 meter or the 1 meter, and I'm going to do the 1 meter for now. So I'm going to put that down like that, and I'm going to make sure that it's level. So I'm going to do this. It's a bit tricky. Put it down, and what I'm actually going to do is remove the first one, put it like that, just so it's even. Because, as I said, floorboards are quite strange in this game. They don't exactly click straight away. So I'd put it down first, and then I'd remove the initial one, and then I'd put a new pole. From this point, we can build outwards, and as you can see that it's green. That means it's connected and it's stable. If I keep going out, you'll notice it goes red, and when it goes red, that means it's not fully supported, and that means eventually it can degrade and collapse, and at this point it will just fall off. But that's blocked right now, but it will fall off if I put it down. So always make sure every 3 across you build a strut, a support. So I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to go 2 more across here, just so it's even on each side. I'm going to put my remaining poles in, my 1 meter poles, like that. So that is the foundations of our building, and that's it. That's the important point. You want the foundation done first, obviously. From this point onwards, we want to make sure we get the walls in. Now, this isn't going to be a supremely advanced type of house. This is just going to be quite a basic house. So if you want some windows, great. We'll implement some fences, and then we'll get a door, like so. And you want to clip. See how it's on the inside? Make sure it's on the outside of the actual floorboard, like that. Okay, now we've got that done. All we need to do now really is build a stairway, just to make sure it's connected to the base, and like that. Foundation is complete. So from this point onwards, you're set. Okay, now what we can do next is build the second floor, because any good Viking house needs at least a taller roof for one, because you don't want the roof so shallow that you're hitting your head when you walk inside. So I'm going to aim at the top of the first wall and place down the second wall, which, as you can see, will look like so. Make sure it clips right on, and it's not floating off, you know, almost free falling off the edge, like that. And then above the windows, we'll do another one, like so. And there you have it. So now that it's done, here's another part a lot of people do forget on this game. With the struts, it looks so much nicer if you finish off the edges. So I've got the 2 meter wooden pole, I've put it on top, and I've connected it by facing the edge of the wall, and I've clicked onto the wooden pole. There you go. Now that looks a lot more squared off, and actually supports the integrity of the entire structure, since it continues the wooden beams from the foundation all the way to the top. Like I was saying before, a 3 across, and then obviously it's not supported anymore. It works as well for as you're building vertically. And you'll notice as you build taller buildings, roofs fall off, walls randomly fall off, and that's because it doesn't have the necessary supports. So this will help continue to improve the overall structure and the integrity of the entire build. Okay, now we've got the second floor leveled off. What I'm going to do quickly is just build a stairway. Now, you can do this however the heck you want, but I'm just going to do it like this for now, just for ease of access, so I can quickly get up here like this. Now, for this next part, this can be a bit trickier, so we're just going to make sure we follow this to a T. Right, so what I've clicked now is the 26-degree roof. Obviously, there's the 45-degree and the 26. I think the 26-degree looks a little bit nicer for these smaller builds. So what I'm going to do is get to the top of my wall, the second wall, and I'm going to try look at the edge. And I'm going to try clip it right there. That's clipped. Bam. That's clipped. If you're struggling to do this, honestly, you can probably just come to the bottom and you can do it like that. And that would be pretty easy as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this around the entirety of the build, at least the sides anyway, because what we're going to do is we're going to build a little porch at the start. Right, now that that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure the corners are actually connected too. So we're going to click the 26-degree corner. I'm going to fit it until it clicks like this. Damn. There we go. I'm going to click that again. Make sure it clicks right into the corner. It can be a bit finicky, but you've got it like that. And there you go. Okay, so that's looking quite hard-edged, as we like to say. So we really want to fix that in a little bit. But right now, we want to start on something else. We want to start finishing the second floor. It doesn't quite matter how you'd like to do the interior to a degree. All that matters is you get the next level sorted properly. So what I mean by that is, even if you just have one story, a second story can be done exactly the same. You'd put two more walls on top of each other and you'd copy this. But for this one, we're going to have just one story, but we're going to call it the second floor for now. So I've got the wooden beams, and I'm going to wrap these wooden beams, clicking onto the edges of the wall like this, all around this structure. And I'm going to make sure they're all connected, and this is going to serve as a the clickable sort of base for the roof. Okay, so for this next part, we want to go for the 26-degree thatched roof, the ridge thatched roof to be exact, and we want to make sure we click, and it can go on the outside, but we don't want to do that. We want to do it on the inside of the wooden beams. Put it down like so on each side, which will give the roof a bit of texture. And then we're going to make sure we want to put some wooden beams, the 1 meter wooden poles. That bore is kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. So I want to finish off the remainder of these 1 meter poles. So I'm going to put them like so, right in the center of the actual build. And the reason I'm doing this is because if you have a fire, say, at the base, the ventilation from this roof that we're building will help clear out all the toxic smoke that can actually kill you. So we're just going to make sure we get this right. So with this part, we're going to make sure we get our wooden beams again, and we're going to make sure they connect to either sides of the build, like so. And as I said, this will serve as a kind of foundation for the roof and make it look a lot more aesthetically pleasing. So these little shafts here will actually serve as the ventilation point. This, as you can see here, these little gaps, the smoke will billow out of these gaps and will actually kill your character and poison your entire household with carbon monoxide, which is a pretty neat addition to the game. And for this middle roof, we're actually going to change it up a little bit. We're going to go for the 45-degree just to make it a bit taller, and we're going to do that. Right. Okay, so from this point onwards, we've kind of finished the majority of the build. So the rest of this is going to be purely for aesthetics. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the 2 meter wooden beams, the vertical beams, and the horizontal beams, sorry, and we're going to wrap it around the edges of this roof, like so. And again, this doesn't really serve as much of a practical function, but more so of an aesthetic, because it makes the rim look nicer, it makes it look like it actually belongs there, and it's not frayed, or as frayed as it would have looked without the wooden beams, the wooden struts. So we're just going to wrap it all the way around to make sure each side is connected, like that. And as you can see, that's all the way around, and we've got that nice little frameage. So what we're going to do next is actually build a small little balcony. So what we'll do is we'll put one wooden plank there, one wooden plank there. We're actually going to remove that stairway for now, And we're going to put our these are the 2-meter wooden beams, and we're going to put them on either side of this plank. Then I'm going to put my last wooden beam right here, like so. And you want to make sure these connect to the top of the roof, like so. And then if you've got some overhang, which I'd imagine you probably do, is just put another wooden pole right there. And if one can fit, one doesn't fit there right for now. So what I'll do is I'll get a hoe and I'll actually build that ground up a little bit later on. But other than that, that's connected to the base. Then, to improve the balcony, we're going to get our fence and we're going to put 2 fences on each side, like so. And we're going to get our stairs again that we've moved from the front of the door and put it right there. Okay, so there we have it, boys. We have our fully constructed, most basic sort of house you can have on this game. And as I said, it's not very advanced. I haven't done the interior, and if you'd like me to do interior videos, please let me know. I will do that for you. But yeah, this is the most basic sort of house you can have, and yeah, it actually serves its purposes. It's quite practical, and I really do hope you make some good variations on this house and enjoy the game like I've been doing, because I freaking love this game. And we can build even better houses. We can do a lot better than this, and yeah, let's see what happens. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, boys, and yeah, make sure you click that like button and subscribe. See you later, guys. Bye.